Most people think cardio burns fat. Wrong. Cardio burns sugar and glycogen found in your bloodstream and muscles, which is immediately replaced with a post-run meal. Fat loss is all about efficiency. You shouldn't be training for fat loss because you can't out-train your diet. Rather, you want to train for muscle and strength gain while retaining your muscle, while letting your calorie deficit handle the fat burning. And this is where most go wrong. When it comes to losing body fat, there are some things that take precedence over other things, as this image will illustrate. You'll notice that strength comes before cardio in this hierarchy. Why though? If you're wanting to lose fat and change the look of your physique, you need to lift weights. Note I said you need to, not if you want to. Your muscle definition is going to come through progressive resistance training. So make that the focus of your training. That lean, toned, ripped look is predicated on how much muscle you have built and retained. And weight training is the only way to do that, because you can't spot reduce fat, selectively losing fat from certain places on your body, but you can spot increase muscle by selectively increasing your muscle on certain parts of your body. This in turn will help tighten up certain areas. And the stronger you are, which is seen as increased muscle and connective tissue and bone mineral density, the more resilient you become to injuries. Sure, this isn't really directly linked to fat loss, but I mean, do you want to die? Exactly. So if you're really unfit or have a lot of fat to lose, cardio like running can be difficult and put a lot of stress on your knees, for example. And most people, that's not really sustainable. And did you know 80% of runners are injured every year? That's an injury rate higher than football, hockey, even MMA. So I understand this is perhaps because of my inherent biases, but weight training tends to be a little bit more enjoyable as you master complex movements and watch your lift numbers go up. And this can act as a powerful motivator. So cardio's bad, right? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying cardio is the exact opposite, and everyone should do some form of cardio, whether it's swimming, walking, running, hiking, playing a sport, whatever it is. The point I'm trying to say is to try and impress on you that most people resort to cardio when trying to lose fat because it's easy and cheap. You simply buy a new pair of shoes, and that's always fun, and you head out the front door. You don't need to hire a trainer or join an expensive gym or even pay attention to your diet. But the cardio is actually the least important as far as changing your body composition, right? So I feel like I do need to slide in a quick comment on the biggest factor in fat loss: calories and protein intake. When it comes to fat loss, there is one absolute truth. You need to be in a calorie deficit. The unavoidable reality is that when you're in a calorie deficit, you will lose muscle mass. This is why we want to prioritize protein goals, with the minimum amount being 1 gram per lean body mass to a maximum of 1 gram per body weight. It's a pretty simple target, but hard to hit for most. So simply add 2 protein shakes a day, and if you're still struggling to hit those goals, scale up what you already eat. So if you eat 2 eggs in the morning, I want you to eat 4 eggs. If you eat half a tuna can for lunch, eat the whole tin. And having worked with hundreds of clients over the years, I've found it's easier to scale in this way what you already do than to add something new. This brings me to NEAT. WTF is NEAT. NEAT stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And this is all the activity that isn't intentional exercise. So walking, fidgeting, playing with your dog, etc. So why should we care? NEAT is one of the most powerful and underrated tools at your disposal if you're wanting to lose fat. And I'll explain why. There are 24 hours in a day. And most people you know have a life will only be training for an hour a day max. That's 5% of your day. There's 168 hours in a week. And if someone trains for an hour 3 to 5 days a week, that's 3 to 5 hours of intentional exercise versus 163 to 165 hours of non-intentional. I'm sure we can agree that what you do in those 163 hours is going to far outweigh your fat loss than what you do in the 3 to 5 hours in the gym. And that's where NEAT comes in. This graph shows the difference in calories expended via different jobs. Note how much difference there is in calorie expenditure between being seated all day and those that have standing work. The whole point of this is simply being more active throughout the day, walking, sitting, standing, light stretching, adds up at the end of the day, and everything counts. One way to really incorporate this is to simply add that 10,000 a day step count. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, comment below, hit me up in the DMs, and I will be sure to get back to you and help you guys out.